Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabans. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. And we give you guys the first perspective on things and how we see them. So, first of all, I'm a little bit under the weather today, so if my energy is a bit low, just bear with me here tonight. So, anyway, as you guys know, the Knicks are now up 3-1 in the NBA Finals, and they're looking to close out this series in San Antonio on Saturday against the San Antonio Spurs. They came back from the biggest deficit, in NBA history by coming back and beating the San Antonio Spurs while being in a 29-point hole. So they came back, they beat them, and everyone is talking about it, and there's a whole bunch of side stories and all of that. But going into this series, you know, you've seen a lot of excitement from people out there, but there's one particular guy that a lot of people have been skeptical of his excitement for the New York Knicks. And that person is, believe it or not, New York native Stephen A. Smith. As you guys know, early in the year, Stephen A. Smith had a back and forth with one of the Knicks players, essentially calling him like a fake fan. I think it was Jalen Brunson, not Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. There was another point where Stephen A. could be seen not even remembering the correct names of the players on the New York Knicks roster. So ever since the Knicks have now gone up 3-1, you've seen them on TV shouting and screaming. And I've said I've kind of been a little bit skeptical of Stephen A. Smith being a real Knicks fan. But there was a video that I came across yesterday that exposed Stephen A. Smith because he's now this huge OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson fan. But there was a video that exposed him about a year or so ago where he was actually demanding that the Knicks trade Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby, that how he thought they weren't good enough players. And I'm like, the video evidence is always available. Before we even get into that footage, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. The NBA Finals are here, and for me, the basketball doesn't stop once they crown a champion, because this summer of sports is genuinely stacked. I have been making all my picks on PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app. Here's what I genuinely enjoy about it. During the finals, I'm making picks on points, rebounds, and three-pointers, and then I can stack those player picks with soccer, baseball, or the W, and even bigger payouts. It is simply selecting more or less on a few player stats, putting them into one lineup, and following along within the same app. And it's now available in all 50 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. In the finals, this is where legacies are made. You can get in on one of the biggest games of the season and make your picks on everything from points and rebounds to dunks, three-pointers, and fantasy score, all before the champion is crowned. PrizePicks is a preferred partner of the NBA, making every game even more exciting to watch. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. PrizePicks, a preferred partner of the NBA. Okay, perfect. So what we want to do now is we want to play the footage here, the video. I want you guys to watch it. And I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a look at this video here.
All right, time for a quick take. Stephen A., your Knicks making money moves. New York acquired 3-and-D specialist OG Anunoby and 2 other players from the Raptors in exchange for RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and a 2024 second-round pick. S.A., talk to me. You like the trade?
I'm not moved. Let me say this, Shay. And it doesn't improve their chances, as far as I'm concerned, to beat Boston or Milwaukee because of their inability to score with those guys. Right. Again, it doesn't make them worse. It makes them better defensively without question. Right. But it's not what I think was needed most. I don't want to hear about DeJounte Murray. All right, go out and get Donovan Mitchell. You got 8 first-round picks available to you. Use a couple, damn it. Get him.
I'm tired, y'all. I'm so tired. I slept 2 hours last night. 2 damn hours of tossing and turning, of staring at my ceiling. On the night at the NBA draft was held in New York City, Barclays Center, a night in which the New York Knicks had the 11th overall pick in the NBA draft with a ton of holes to fill, with shooters and point guards and rim protectors all over the board. My New York Knicks came away with nothing. Nothing at all. Trading their first round pick away. And for what? To go all in on clearing cap space in hopes of signing Jalen Brunson?
So you saw that there. Yeah, that doesn't look particularly good. It doesn't look particularly good. Some people are saying that Stephen A. Smith is using this moment to be opportunistic to say he's a Knicks fan because he just happens to be from New York City. And that's what people have been speculating. Not just that, but even Knicks fans themselves. I've seen a whole bunch of posts where Knicks fans are like, bro, you're not a real Knicks fan. And then recently, Stephen A. Smith said that he wants credit for the Knicks' run to the finals because after the rant that he did on television, the Knicks saw that and they got like inspired, and it shook them and it woke them up to now all of a sudden start playing inspired basketball to try to go out there and win an NBA championship, which is absolutely laughable to think that the New York Knicks needed a kick in the butt from Stephen A. Smith on ESPN First Take in order to go out there and play. I don't even think the players like him. I don't even think they like him at all. I don't even think the Knicks fans are even checking for Stephen A. Smith like that. I just think like he's just a dude that's just making noise and wanting people to pay attention to him. Ain't nobody checking for him like they checking for Spike Lee or they checking for what do you call it? Or some of the other celebrities in New York. And another reason why people don't think that they don't take him seriously is because he never talks about wanting to be in New York. You know, Stephen A., he always talks about, man, if I have a choice, I'd rather be in LA or Miami. He never talks about New York. Never talks about New York. It's always those two cities. Why? Because I guess it looks nice and it has beautiful girls there or whatever. But now all of a sudden, when the opportunity is there in front of you, you now want to start beating your chest and screaming purple and blue. What is it? Orange and blue skies and all of that. And all people are not falling for it. And all of this praise that you have for Brunson and all of that, like, bro, you were talking about like, why did they get him? You were talking about like, why did they get Jalen Brunson? Now all of a sudden you're his biggest fan, and you got some people out there. I don't know if he said it, but some people talking about OG Anunoby, excuse me, should be the Finals MVP. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you don't keep it a bean for a long enough time. Yeah, I mean, people start doing their research. People start pulling up old videos of you out there looking crazy, you know, talking this and talking that. That looks crazy, bro. For as hyped as you are, you talking about Jalen Brunson and all of this. The fact that you was even like questioning the fact of him being a Knick, it looks crazy. It looks absolutely crazy. And I'm sure Jalen Brunson and some of them Knicks players heard some of this commentary, and they were like, all right, cool. And they were like, this is why we're not checking for you. I can certainly guarantee you they probably saw that footage and were like, okay, so this dude is not with us. He can perform as much as he wants for the cameras, and I think some of it is performative. But in reality, I don't think they checking for him like that, man. You know, I could be wrong, but I just don't think that these Knicks players is rock. I don't even think the fans is like taking Stephen A. Smith as a factor or something to talk about at all. If I'm being honest with you, I don't even think they care what his opinions are on these things as they're happening. These are my thoughts. You guys let me know what you think about in the comment section. Catch you on the next show. I'm out. Peace.